Okay, can you try this question? Very simple question. Difference between the two number is 4. The arithmetic mean between them is 6. Find the number. I always start with a very basic level. Difference between numbers. So a minus b is 4. Arithmetic mean a plus b. A plus b आ गया, a minus b आ गया. Solving two equations, I can get my answer. Fine. Answer कितना आएगा? Find the product of the numbers. I get my second equation as a plus b as 12. First term is 8, second term is 4. Two simultaneous equations. Chalega basic. Fine. My focus now onwards is not going to go on calculation because I understand that calculation part you can do. ठीक है, एक बार अंडरस्टैंडिंग आना इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. कैलकुलेशन तो तुम कर लोगे. ठीक है. एनी डाउट इन दिस क्वेश्चन? वेरी सिंपल बेसिक क्वेश्चन. सो आंसर इज 32. Next question. Now this is the question you can expect in the CMAT. Obviously not in CAT but the CMAT level. CMAT, Symbiosis, Narsimonji, all the non-CAT exams. Find a 30th term. 30 term के लिए we have to find three things. We need to know the first term, CD, common difference, and the N. I know N, yes. I know first term, I know common difference, yes, I can solve. So all you have to do is you have to put the formula and solve it. The gap is minus 3, that is it's reducing. So A, my first term which is 10 plus n minus 1d. N minus 1 is what? 29 and d is what? Minus 3. 29 into 3 minus 87 plus 10 minus 77. Okay, simple question. Next one. These are the last two questions where we are doing calculation. After this, we'll just try to understand which formula to use and how to solve. With calculation part, then you can do. Just try this one more question. 11th term. The gap here is 2.5. 3 and half. So 2.5 ka gap. So minus 2.5 is your, sorry, plus 2.5 is your difference. 11th term you have to find. So A plus n minus 1, 10 into D, 25, 22. Answer is 22. This is the answer for both the questions, minus 77 and 22. Alright, next question. Can you please try to do your... The moment you know the term, you have to make equations. When you do equations, you have to solve the two equations and get your answer. 7th term is 23. 7 matlab A plus n minus 1d. 12th term is A plus. All you do is you have to solve two equations and get my d and get my A. One way to solve is obviously normally solve the equation. Can I ask you an option? The moment I got two equations, this should be the last step. Can I put in the option 15 plus 6 times 3, 18 is not 23? Out. 5 and 6 times 13 is not 23. 5 plus 6 times 18, 23, yes. Answer is C. Avoid calculation. The moment you made options, that should be the last step. इसके बाद avoid calculations. Okay. Doubt? Okay, simple question. The answer is 3 and. Alright, now we are talking which of the term will be 78. We know the formula for n term. Now I just know A, which is your 3 plus n minus 1d. D is what? 5 is given to us 78. All I have to do is find the value. Find the same question we did, now it's a ulta question. Alright. Find the 31st term of AP whose 11th term is 38. This is a 5-star question. This is a question you are going to get in all the non-CAT exam. I'm not talking about CAT exam. CAT is the only question you are going to get the passage type, which we do in the end. But apart from that, no question is going to come in CAT. Fine, but this is a very important question for other exams. Same way we did earlier. The one equation will give you A plus B, another question will give you another equation. Two equations I can solve simultaneously and get my answer. Can you just make the equations? Sorry. Can you just make the equations? A plus 11 term, A plus 10D is 38. 16 term, A plus 15D is 73. दो equation आएगा, I can solve my answer. Fine. Any problem with this thing? Okay, calculation part I am leaving on to you. Fine. So if you do your calculation, answer will come out to be 170 A plus n minus 1D. ठीक है, A आ गया, D आ गया. All I have to do is 31st term, no problem. A plus 30D. A I know, D I know, I can solve. Alright. Now we're talking about sum of the terms. So we need to use this formula. N by 2, 2A plus n minus 1 D. That's why I told you to write the formula at one place. All I have to do is use one of the formula. There is nothing else in APGB series. एक बार अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ गया कौन सा फॉर्मूला कहाँ यूज करना है, देन इट्स अ केक वॉक. ठीक है. But 10 terms, no problem. 10 by 2, 2A, which is 2, 9 into D. 10, 90 plus 2, 92 into 5, 4, 60. Read out. Find the number of series. Find the number of series that will take to make the sum of 66. How many terms are required? You have to find n. Fine. So sum is 66. Same n by 2, 2n by 2. Can you try this question? थोड़ा calculation आएगा. If you solve this question using calculation, you are going to make a quadratic equation. The moment you are making one equation, that should be the last step. Avoid calculations. That's the main target. You have to use this formula. Fine, if I put in the formulas, see the moment you get a equation, this will be the equation you are getting. All I have to do is put in options. Put in option, check. 12 डाल के देखो, 10 डाल के देखो, 9 डाल के 11 डाल के देखो. Check. If you are getting the answer, great. Otherwise, none of these. But do not waste your time in solving the equation पूरा. ठीक है? Any doubt? ठीक है. I love this kind of a question. This is the question you can expect in CAT. See, CAT may they already know AP is out because they know that you can put in the formulas and solve. Now this is the kind of question where they complicate the situations. Now you can't use any formula. Find the value of K such that this is in AP series. 2-3 ways. One, I can use options. See, the moment you see K, वो खुद बोल रहा है कि मुझे ऑप्शन डालो. ठीक है. I can put 2, 2 and check. If I put 2, this will be 3, 5 and 9. AP series? No. I can check each of them. That is one way to solve this question. Second way to solve this question is AP series mean the gap between the first two terms is equal to gap between the second two terms. Mean K plus 1 minus 3K minus 1 minus this term should be equal to 4K plus 1 minus 3K minus 1. I can do that as well. Fine. Can you try this question? Solve this question using this thing. That second term minus first term is equal to third term minus second term. So this minus this minus this, I can solve my answer. Fine. Or I can simply put an option. The moment I put 4 here, this will be 5, 11 and 17. Are they in AP series? Yes. 10-second job to just put in the option and check. So the moment you see K, the moment you see ABC, whatever X, Y, Z, simply put in options. Don't waste your time in calculation. Otherwise you want to calculate, this is the way to calculate. Right. Alright, next question. The only thing you have to make here is the equations, nothing else. Can you try? Sum of three numbers in a AP is 30. Sum. The moment I know sum, I know three terms will be A minus D, A, and A plus D. Sum is 30, means 3A is 30, A आ गया. I know the first term, now to find the largest term. Then I have to use the second part, square of the numbers. This square plus this square is 218. Sorry, 318. Then I have to solve these numbers. Can you try this question without using pen? कैसे नहीं करना? कैसे करोगे? Avoid calculation. इतना कैलकुलेशन कर दिया कि सी द मोमेंट यू ओपन द स्क्वायर ना योर लाइफ इज गॉन. आधा घंटा लगेगा कम से कम सॉल्व करने के लिए. इसका स्क्वायर अलग खुलेगा, उसका अलग खुलेगा, उसका अलग खुलेगा, देन कैलकुलेशन में आएगा. हाउ टू अवॉइड कैलकुलेशन? आई नो ए इज 10. कैन आई से वन थिंग, दिस विल बी 100. दिस इज टोटली 318. ये चला गया. सो आई एम लुकिंग फॉर टू पीपल सच दैट a minus d whole square and a plus d whole square is equal to 216. And I know a is 10. 218, sorry. Fine. So all I have to do is I have to check for the value of largest number and smallest number. If largest number is 16, which is 10 plus 6, smallest number will be 4. Yes, a plus d, a minus d. So 4 आएगा. 4 square plus 16 square. How much is 16 square? Smart है तुम लोग, you know everything. 256 plus 16, is it 218? No. So you गया. Then check for the other term. 7 cannot be the highest because answer have to be more than this. 10. तो 7 गया, 10 गया, बचा 13. Avoid calculations. Trust me, it's not a rocket science to open up the equation and solve this. But why to waste my time in calculations? Fine. The moment you are getting the moment you get an equation, this is your last step. That's all. Fine. Courses in front of you, option in front of you, all you do is mix and match. We find out A is 10. From option 10 is gone, 7 is gone because answer have to be more than this. Kitna more? That you have to find out. 16 or 13. 16, if this is 16, this have to be 4. If this is 13, this have to be 7. 10 is a middle term. If this is 16, this have to be minus 6, 4. If this is 13, this have to be 7. So 13 square, 169 plus 49, 218. Done. So answer is C, Calcutta. ठीक है? Avoid calculations. Fine. You got your time as well. If I talk about CAT exam, you have been given approximately 3 minutes per question. 20 questions you have to solve in 70 minutes. Approximately 3.5 per question. CMAT 50 minutes for 25 questions. So almost 2 minutes per question in CMAT and 3 minutes per question CAT. That is enough time to do a question. ठीक है? Alright, so all these questions you can try. The first term, 4th term and 12th term दिया हुआ है. Find the sum of the other terms. All these questions we just did earlier वाला, तो सब हो जाएगा. Fine. Last question from AP series. Sum of 4th terms and 12th term is 20. Find the sum of first 15 terms. The main task is making the equation. The moment you made equation, then it's simple. Fourth term will be how much? A plus 3D plus 12th term, A plus 11D is 20. Find the sum of 15 terms. Sum of a 15 term will be 15 by 2. 2A plus n minus 1D. 2A plus 14D. 2A plus 14D कहाँ से आएगा? ये रहा. All you have to do, you have to put 20 here. 20 दो तक है 10. Alright. Yeah. See, first part is simple. Sum of the two terms is 20. So third term, fourth term and 12th term. दोनों का sum आ गया 40. So I got one part of the equation. Second part is I'm using the formula for sum of 15 terms. N by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. This thing is nothing but this thing, a plus 14d, 2a plus 14d. All I have to do is I have to put 20 here. Solve. Fine. So it's like I'm using this term to find the value of this part. Alright. AP series question is always simple. The problem starts when we talk about GP series. So now next, let's start with the GP series.